Good morning, it's Armando back with sharing some things that I've been using to shift my mindset about things and to create the life that I want. I just noticed that this reflective vest is extremely bright in the video, so let me take this off real quick. And what I wanted to share today was to be fully present in all the things that you do in life. And I thought about this topic because yesterday I was doing an online webinar, like as a continuing education for work, and it really struck home with me the idea that there are lots of times in life where we do try to do multiple things at once, and at the end of it, we actually aren't focused on any of those things that we do, and we actually aren't giving our all in doing these things. I'll actually give like a couple examples of that in my life. If you hadn't noticed, usually I would typically be doing these Facebook Lives while I am driving on the road in the morning to get to work. And as I've done this more and become more aware of it, like I am actually not talking as much or creating the thoughts I want in these lives because they just kind of come while I'm driving. And at the same time, I'm actually not paying as much attention to the roads as I should. And I really should not be doing some distracted driving. So for today, I am just sitting in my car and just having my conversation. And this way, I can give my full attention to what I'm trying to do today and just talk without any distractions on the road. And I got to work while being fully attentive to all the things happening in the road, because you never know what can happen, and you can get into an accident just because something slipped my mind while I was trying to talk. And being fully committed to doing those tasks, in my opinion, can have a great impact on other things you do in life, and just being able to concentrate on the activity at hand. And I also find this kind of relatable in a lot of things we all do in life, where we might be at a party, we might be on a date, we might be just hanging out with friends, and the instant like we, I don't know, quote unquote, get bored with stuff, we whip out our phone, and then at that moment we kind of lose connection with all the people around us because we're kind of in our own world doing our own thing. And I think that like it's very obvious that like we're not paying attention to as much things, and then therefore we're not actually being fully present in that moment to just hang out with our friends, watching the ball game or watching a movie, or just being on that date and just trying to connect with the people around us. And it's kind of it takes away from the experience. And then for me personally, like I don't have as much fun like when I'm just looking on the phone and like trying to pay attention to something around me. And also like I can't actually pay attention to the things around me. And I feel that like being able to commit to one specific thing while doing it and not have any distractions is very powerful. And I was trying to remember one other thing where I wanted to bring this up on in all our lives, and it actually has to do with like our daily conversations with people. I'll just run a very quick example now, and all I'm going to do is just stay quiet for 5 seconds and just leave it at that for now. And I hope like during this time, right? Like when you're watching this, there are a lot of thoughts that are coming up in my head while I am just basically looking at myself not talk. Like, why am I doing this? This is kind of embarrassing. And like, I hope people understand what I'm trying to get. And just all these things that that are occurring in my head while I'm literally just looking at a person, like looking at myself. And I think that like people don't recognize it, but when you are actually listening to these thoughts, your own thoughts, while someone else is talking, is actually taking you away from your conversation that you're having with that person. Like, they might be saying something amazing, but the fact that you're actually listening to that little voice in your head takes away from that message, and you're not giving it your all to absorb what they're saying. So, what my kind of takeaway from this is that if you are having a conversations with people, pay attention completely to all the words that they're saying, and you might be able to take away something from them, which you would not have previously because you were distracted, you weren't giving it your all, and just listening to them. And I find that to help my listening and being able to put my own opinion on things a lot more valuable in that instance. And a couple of my friends have mentioned that listening to other people is one of my strong suits. And I try to do that more often now, where like I am not trying to listen to my own thoughts in my head. Try just listen to, like, create a blank space so that whatever people are talking to me about, I can give my all, and then give it a couple seconds, and then finally give them my own input so that, okay, I know what you're talking about. I am totally relating to that, and then give it my all in my own opinion. Because if I just responded immediately after someone finished talking, I'm not really giving them a chance to tell me what they're thinking, nor am I actually even digesting what they say. So in that sense, like, it'll make you a better communicator. It'll make you able to express what you want while also taking into account other people's thoughts and opinions. And I found that to be a great way to improve people's communications overall. So my biggest takeaway from today that I hope people can implement more into their lives to create what they want is to be, one, fully present in all the activities that you do, and doing that specific activity and giving it your all then, because that generates the most results for you. Two, not giving yourself the chance, the excuse to not be committed by either taking out a phone, creating an excuse to just be taken away from that experience that you're doing. And three, being completely committed and open and blank to your conversations that you have with everyday people. And I find that the third one is actually pretty important and will help you become a much better communicator and talk more and express your opinions while taking into account other people's thoughts. That's really all I have for today. I hope everyone has a lovely, beautiful Thursday, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.